Good day, yogis, and welcome back onto the mat with me for this Yin Yoga session, which we will be focusing on tension and relieving tension in the upper back. So we tend to hold a lot of tension all around the neck, shoulders, particularly around the shoulder blades, and this is a space where we tend to hunch up and hold on to a lot of stress and tension. So for today's session, we're going to be working into these areas specifically to work and release through that tension. So while we are in this sequence, allow yourself to really bring your focus and attention and breath specifically to any of the areas where you're holding tension. So for this practice, you're going to need your mat. And if you have a bolster, so a yoga bolster, or a couple of pillows, or a couple of blocks that you can use, we're going to be using this later on in the practice. So grab hold of your equipment and meet me on the mat. So coming into an easy seat posture, allow yourself to press both of your sit bones into the ground, legs are crossed, and then bring your hands into prayer pose. Taking a few deep breaths here. Deeply inhaling and exhaling. Begin to rub your palms together, generate some warmth between your hands, and then rest your hands into your heart center. So pressing the fingertips into the heart center, allowing yourself a few deep breaths here, deeply inhaling and exhaling. Connecting inward, following your breath as you take another deep inhale. And as you exhale, allow your hands to drop down towards your knees, lengthen up through the spine. Allow your shoulders to drift away from your ears as you tuck your chin gently in towards your chest. And just take a few moments here, feeling into the space that you're in, arriving fully. Letting go of any thoughts that you carried with you into the room. Beginning to notice the sounds outside of the room you're in, perhaps the distant sound of traffic, the sound of birds chirping in the trees, the sound of children playing in the distance. Just noticing, and then drawing your awareness into the space you're in. Connecting to any sounds there. Not placing any judgment, just noticing, connecting. Notice how you have arrived on your mat today. What are the sensations within your body? Your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions. Just notice. There's no right or wrong. Just be in this moment. Notice any pockets of stiffness in your body. Bring your awareness to those pockets. Just noticing them. Taking the last couple of deep breaths. Then slowly turn your palms down to the knees, flutter your eyes open, come back into the space with me. We're moving into the very first of our Yin Yoga sequences, or postures, shall I say, which is Sphinx pose. So you're going to roll over onto your belly, extend your feet out behind you. First, just take a little reset here. Flatten the feet down. Bring one hand on top of the other. Just take a moment here. Just feel into the lower back. Take a couple of sighs, shift some energy through the body. And then when you're ready, let's slowly come up into Sphinx pose. So elbows are stacked under the knees here, hands extended forward. You're gazing forward and allowing yourself to just breathe here. In Yin Yoga, we focus on 3 principles, which are to find your edge. And if you rate an edge out of a 0 being no sensation to 10 being pain, we're looking for about a 5 to a 7. So if you're experiencing more than that, you can shift your elbows forward a little, come down a bit further. And if not, you can stay where you are. We're here for 3 minutes. We're softening through the buttocks, we're softening through the feet, and we're gazing forward and breathing into this posture of Sphinx pose. So deep breaths here. Allowing yourself to go into a space of stillness as you deeply inhale and exhale through your nose. Soften the belly, soften the feet. The whole body remains relaxed here. Just noticing any emotions that may come up for you throughout the practice today. Not judging any one of them as right or wrong. And understanding that they are not happening to you, but just existing within you. So you do not need to attach to any of those stories. Just allowing yourself this last minute in Sphinx pose in stillness, deeply inhaling and exhaling. Last 15 seconds in the pose as you allow yourself to soften a little more. Pressing your palms into the mat, just gently slide your elbows out to the edges of your mat. Take a moment there, soften deeply into the back body. We're restoring the postural alignment here as well as working into the yin postures. When you're ready, you can slowly bring your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, and gently press up and into tabletop. So allow yourself to take a moment to reset here. So stabilizing and neutralizing the spine for a moment. Let's take a couple of cat-cow just to move and stretch through the spine. So inhale to gaze up, and as you exhale, draw the navel in towards the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, drop belly, gaze forward. Exhale, roll the navel to spine, chin to chest. Inhale, drop belly, gaze forward. Exhale, navel to spine, chin to chest. And then gently come into neutral position again, walking the hands to the front of your mat and slowly dropping the forehead down towards the ground. Coming into melting heart, taking a few more deep breaths here. And allowing yourself to soften here as we begin to hold this posture for the next 3 minutes. So the knees are stacked underneath the hips here. The arms are extended forward. You can drop the elbows down onto the mat and bring the hands into a
a prayer pose, either just to rest behind the head or to sweep all the way into the nape of the neck. So deepening the stretch here and feeling the stretch not only through the upper back body and shoulders but into the neck. And then just deeply inhaling and exhaling here as you soften down, breathing deeply into the shoulders wherever you may be holding tension here. Big, deep breaths. Allowing the chest to melt down into the ground, bringing your focus and attention to any space where you're holding tension, and allowing the breath to move into that space, which will help to release the tension in that space. Taking the last few deep breaths here. Coming ready to transition now out of melting heart pose, dropping the hands or pressing up onto the elbows, dropping forearms, stepping up onto the palms, and then once more coming into that neutral space of our tabletop, just taking a few moments there, just gently dropping the buttocks down to the heels, forehead down towards the ground, and just wrapping yourself up into a child's pose, taking a few breaths here. Just breathing into the back body as we gently relax and counterpose after our melting heart position. So a couple more deep breaths. And then slowly slide your hands forward. Raise yourself back up into a tabletop, ready for our next position, which is threaded needle. So we're going to take the right hand and thread it underneath the left armpit, dropping the cheek down towards the ground and extending the left hand all the way to the top of your mat. And then just allowing yourself to settle here and breathe. Once more, breathing into any space in the neck or the shoulders where you are holding tension. And we're here for 3 minutes, so just let yourself settle down into stillness. If you feel as though you can take the position a little bit deeper, just bring your arm around the back body and tuck it underneath the back body, in between the hip and the thigh. Just allow yourself to sink down a bit further here. Opening up the shoulder, rotating the chest up towards the sky, and continue with your deep breathing. Just once more noticing any pockets of stiffness within your body and where you can send the breath to help to release those. So into the upper chest, into the back and shoulders. Just breathing deeply here. Take a sigh. If you'd like to shift some energy through your body, soften a little bit further down into the earth. We're moving into the last 30 seconds here, so really let go. When you're ready, you can slowly come out of the posture, dropping the palms back onto the ground, raising yourself back up into the tabletop pose, getting ready now to move into this threaded needle on the other side. So left hand is now threading underneath right armpit, right shoulder, right cheek drops down. Let's first take a moment with the arm up overhead, just allowing the body to melt here first. Soften the arms, the hands, the fingers. Breathe deeply. And once you've settled into the posture, you can slowly adjust and deepen by bringing your right arm around the back body, tucking it into the space between the thigh and the waist, and just continue to breathe here. Take a walk through the shape and notice if there's anywhere that you can soften a little deeper, letting go of any further tension. So big, deep breaths. Remembering to work to the 3 principles of Yin Yoga, which are to find your edge, which is at a scale from 1 to 10, between a 5 to a 7, and then to hold the posture in stillness. So allowing yourself the last few moments, 15 more seconds here. And then when you're ready, gently pressing your right palm back down into the ground, slowly rolling up and out of thread needle, allowing yourself a few moments to reset, keeping a neutral spine, gazing down between the palms. And then slowly coming into easy seat. So still working into the shoulders here. We're going to take eagle arms. So we're going to spread the arms out wide, opening up through the chest. And then as you exhale, right arm comes over left. We join the palms or the backs of the hands and raise up the elbows. And we just hold here now for 3 minutes. So squeezing the elbows together here, hinging them and feeling right into the space between the shoulder blades. So really breathing deeply into the space. With every exhale, allow yourself to really let go of all tension through the shoulder blades, through the shoulders. Close your eyes and just breathe. Take some deep Ujjayi ocean breaths. Inhaling and exhaling deeply through the nose. Sending the breath specifically into the area between the shoulder blades as you soften through the shoulders and open up through the back body. Releasing all of the tension of your day, allowing it to just melt away. Moving into the last minute. Just breathe into the shoulders, whatever heaviness or feelings of tension you're feeling there. Just allow that to melt away with every breath that you take. Lengthen up through the spine. Feel as though there's a string drawn from the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Last 15 seconds. And then gently release the arms. Just drop them down onto the shoulders. Just take a moment, feeling into the body. Dropping the chin to the chest for a moment. Inhale to draw the head all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale to drop the chin back down to the chest. Inhale, coming up into neutral. Let's go over eagle arms to the other side. Inhale, spread your arms wide. Exhale, lift elbow over right, palms or backs of hands to touch. Eagle arms. So we're going in for 3 minutes here. If this is too much for you, just give yourself a hug. Just draw the arms around the shoulder blades. Just hold onto yourself. Just drawing the elbows down and away. So whatever works for you here, allow it to be a practice that works for you. So if you're back in eagle arms, connecting the palms together and breathing. Soften into the sit bones, lengthen up through the base of the spine. Focusing on the breath, drawing the elbows in towards one another. Deep breaths. At any time you need to take a rest, just hug
Bringing your fingers into the points of the shoulder blade, maybe even giving yourself a little rub there, feeling into what's going on in the shoulders. Moving into the last minute of eagle arms. We're going to take a beautiful rest after this in a supported fish pose, using your bolsters or your blocks. So just keep going because we're nearly there. Squeezing those elbows together, opening up through shoulders, drawing those shoulders down and away. Let go of all tension of the day. Last 15 seconds. Maybe sighing out the breath a couple of times, shifting some energy. And then gently dropping your arms back down onto the knees. Just taking a moment here to reset. Dropping the right shoulder over to the right, the right ear to the right shoulder. And then as you exhale, drop the left ear over to left shoulder. Inhale, draw the head to center. Exhale, draw the neck over. Inhale up to center. Exhale, draw it over. And inhale up, and then let's just slowly come back. Take a couple of shoulder rolls. Inhale, shrug your shoulders up. And then exhale, sigh them out. One more inhale. And exhale, sigh and drop them down. So coming into the last of our yin stretches for today, you're going to grab hold of your bolster, your blocks, your pillow, whatever you're using here as your support. So we're coming into supported fish. So if you're using a bolster, slide it right up into the back body, into the buttocks, and then gently allow yourself to fold back over. We can either bring the soles of the feet together here, if you want to open up a little bit into the hips, coming into a butterfly pose, a butterfly leg pose, or you can just have the feet out at the edge of your mat. I'm going to take that today. I feel like I really need a bit of restorative rest. So we're taking 3 minutes, just allowing this chest to naturally open, the arms out beside you, and just breathe here. Softening your whole body over your bolster, or your block, or your pillows, whatever you've got here. Take a deep inhale through the nose, and then sigh out on your exhale. Another deep inhale through the nose, and another deep sigh. Allowing yourself to be soft, to let go and relax. Holding no muscle tension here. The breathing cavity is open. Perfect time for you to breathe deeply into that breathing cavity. Really allowing yourself to melt down deep into the ground beneath you. Moving in to the last 30 seconds here in your supported fish pose. Beautiful restorative pose which helps to realign the posture, to open up through the shoulders where we're often holding a lot of tension. So just allowing yourself last breath, and then slowly rolling over to one side, moving the bolster out of the way. We're going to come down into Shavasana. So you can take your bolster if you like and place it underneath the knees here. So just continuing in this beautiful theme of restorative combination with Yin Yoga. So drop your legs out either side, allow your whole body to sink down into the ground. And just continue with some deep breaths here. Soften right from the tips of your toes all the way through the ankles, the shins, the calves, the knees. Letting go of any last bits of tension. Deep breathing, inhaling and exhaling. Allowing your body these last moments of rest before you move on to the next part of your day. And when you're ready, you can gently begin to wriggle your toes, bringing some movement back into the feet, taking the tip of your thumb and gently drawing it across the tips of your fingers, allowing your head to roll over from one side to the other, drawing your arms up overhead for a last deep stretch. And then slowly rolling over and coming up into your easy seated pose. Bringing your palms together to touch once more. Begin to rub your palms together, generating some warmth between your hands. And then draw those hands back into your heart center, connecting inward. Take a deep inhale through your nose. And as you exhale, bow your nose down to the very tips of your fingers. Taking a moment to acknowledge yourself for wherever you are on your journey. Namaste. Wishing you a truly beautiful day, folks.